Angie's over there trying to get the commissary board members to come and accept this proclamation. So they could all come.
So Thursday, we're surprising the Carter family. Their grandpa was the groom.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is really exciting to be right here to celebrate the 100th anniversary of this very building. And first, I want to welcome and recognize the council members who are with us today. In addition to Councilmember Fogel, who will speak in just a minute, we have Councilmember Denise Gray with us. Thank you. Also up here with me are Angie Green Hampton, a former director of the Dunbar Community Center, and Chris Ford, my Commissioner of General Services. Thank you so much. So this building, first as a high school and then as a community center, has packed a lot of living into its 100 years. High achievement, academic and athletic excellence, important recreational programs, and much, much more. Across generations, it has molded and shaped our youth, instilling a drive to excellence and personal pride. Representative George Brown, a school alumnus who couldn't be here for this news conference, said teachers at Dunbar taught him to work without ceasing to reach the highest level of achievement. As a community center, Dunbar's recreation programs have met important needs for our community's young people, including people with disabilities. And I am very proud of the many activities that take place right here. It's my honor today to present this proclamation, and I would like to ask to receive it the members of the Dunbar Advisory Board. Would all of you come forward? We'll do this as a group. These members of the Advisory Board are committed to serving Dunbar and the community and what happens right here. So we appreciate you. And just kind of come around, and I'm gonna read the proclamation and then I'll present it to you. Whereas Dunbar High School opened on February 15th, 1923, and whereas Dunbar was the first all-black high school in Kentucky to be admitted into the Southern Association of Colleges and Secondary Schools, and whereas Dunbar High School closed in 1967 due to desegregation of the schools in Lexington, and whereas the heritage of the original Dunbar High School lives on in this Dunbar Community Center, and whereas through education, the arts, and sports, Dunbar High School had a great influence on its alumni and on the community. And whereas Dunbar Community Center is continuing in that tradition, offering creative programming to our young people, thanks to the many contributions of Lexington Parks and Recreation and community partners. Now, therefore, I, Linda Gorton, Mayor of Lexington, do hereby declare February 15th, 2023 Dunbar Centennial Day in Lexington. Congratulations. Come on, y'all. Share this.
You don't want to come in closer?
Thank you. Congratulations. Thanks for all your good work. Now, I'd like to introduce 1st District Councilmember Tana Fogel, who has many fond memories in this very place. Councilmember Fogel?
Thank you, Mayor Gordon. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to give honor to God, who is truly the head of my life. It is a wonderful pleasure to be standing before you all. And I love the kids. And so don't you all forget to get a shot of those children sitting over there. What an awesome place to be. Dunbar Center, former Dunbar High School, is the heartbeat of the East End. It has a vein that stretches all the way to Winchester Road, and it even crosses Broadway into the West End, because this is the center that people come to so that they can engage in activities and they can learn how to build relationships. They have a beautiful park outside. This is such an awesome experience for me today. My sister Margaret Sweat, she graduated from Dunbar. I remember S.T. Roach, and I'm not going to start calling out names because we have our state representative who is a graduate from Dunbar, and he used to be the 1st District Council. So as you can see, relationships are built. This morning we honored the Palmer Building. I am not going to get that emotional today. I feel it coming, so I'm not going to stay at the mic. I am so proud to be here to witness this day. As we move forward, I look for great partnership with Parks and Recreation and the city. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Commissioner Ford. And I'm not even going to say your nickname. Thanks to Angela. We go way back. Before peanut butter was peanuts, grapes was jelly, we go all the way down. And so thank you for your hard work and dedication and continuing to make sure that the doors of Dunbar never closes. So I thank you all for being here. And I don't know where, she's so short. She's still here. Okay. So Councilmember Denise Gray, she says she would not miss this for anything. So thank you all. Congratulations, Dunbar. 100! Let's go! Woo!
Thank you very much. Next, I want to ask Angie Green Hampton, and I don't know her nickname, but I'm going to find out one of these days. Angie Green Hampton started her career right here in Parks and Recreation and was this center's director for 11 years. Angie, tell us a little bit about more programs the city has offered here, and I mean, if you want to talk a little bit about history, whatever. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Angie Green Hampton. I'm actually a retired recreation manager with the Division of Parks and Recreation. My personal connection to the school is that my mom, Betty Marshall Green, was a 1950 graduate of the high school. And I had two older siblings that attended the high school until '67 when it closed down. I was a mere child then. I was only 7 years old, so. But anyway, my connection to parks is, I won't say, you know, how it was when Parks took over, because Jackie French actually was the first center director here at, give Jackie a big hand. So I started here as a college student, as a rec leader. I always wanted to work for Miss Jackie French. And so she did a lot of wonderful programs here. She started the 30 and over men's basketball league, and I believe that was for men that had graduated here and they just wanted to play basketball on Sundays and get some exercises. They had a boxing program, they had many fitness classes, they had all types of things. So I just want to thank Jackie for all the wonderful programs she started here, and she can tell you that this gym was packed. We had guys that had to sign up to play basketball. So that's how the community was back in the day, okay? Now, after my graduation, I became the full-time center director in 1991, where I served here for 11 years until I became a recreation manager in 2000. I just continued the programs that Jackie had set in place. I created new partnerships with Partners for Youth. We did an I Do program. We did Friday night gym jams. I worked with Southland Christian Church. We created a girls volleyball, volleyball league through As One Sports. So just creating those partnerships. Also, and the mayor will remember this, my assistant at the time was Jill Wilson, and we started a Black History program here at Dunbar. It's called the African American Dedication. And Mayor Gordon at the time was council person, and she would always, I send the invitation, always attend our Black History programs. So I'd like to see that continue. Another thing that I'm most proud of is I created a Dunbar Blazing Bearcats AAU track club. We did that for 12 years with the support of the Dunbar Advisory Board, so I want to thank them for all their support. So as you can see, I have a rich history here, and I'd like to see that continue throughout the years, and if you ever need anything, just give me a call. So, thank you.
As you can tell, Angie is full of energy, right? Finally, I want to ask my Commissioner of General Services, Chris Ford, to say a few words. Chris, among other things, supervises Parks and Recreation. And Parks and Recreation operates this facility. And so he will tell us a little bit more about plans for the future here. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon, everybody. We have just such a delightful day, weather-wise and otherwise, to be here as we celebrate the rich history and legacy of the Dunbar High School, and as we know it, the Dunbar Center. And it is my honor to stand as part of Mayor Gordon's leadership team in our administration as we come out and join with the community in today's celebration. I'll be brief in my remarks, but looking forward, I would hope that everyone would take away that our local government, under the care of our Division of Parks and Recreation, considers ourselves very fortunate to be the unit that gets to come to Dunbar and make sure that these doors remain open, that there's vitality, that there's activity, and that the legacy of Dunbar School and Community Center continues to live on. As Councilmember Fogle mentioned, the mayor and I earlier today were a few blocks down 5th Street celebrating another important part of our community, the Palmer Pharmacy Building. We passed the keys to our community partners at the United Way. Today's centennial at Dunbar in some ways allows us to make sure that we keep the torch lit and that we continue to pass the torch of this great legacy and history at Dunbar. I want to thank the Dunbar family for being personally supportive to me during my time some years ago now when I was on council working with this community and leading today. Next, I would like, and I'd be remiss if I did not acknowledge, it's already been mentioned, our great team at Parks and Recreation. Many of them are sitting here. We still consider Angie family, Miss Jackie sitting over there. If you would join me in giving our Parks and Recreation team a round of applause. We've been very fortunate in the decades, in the most recent years, in our leadership here at Dunbar Center, but we are very much excited and convinced that the best is yet to come in regards to programming. We're going to focus on being equitable, being accessible, and being responsive to all the members of the community that consider Dunbar Center special in one way or another. So feel free to call on us if there are things we need to know, if there are things that you would like to see. We stand ready to provide that service. As Councilmember Fogle mentioned, we are delighted to see the young people here. A centennial is 100 years, that's a long time, and things change over time. So while our activities and programs may be slightly different and altered to meet the interests and the needs of today's generation and today's era, we will always stand on the shoulders of the legacy again of Dunbar Center. So while we bring in the new, we will always treasure and remember what has come before us. So congratulations, Dunbar. We love you, and we're so glad to see today's centennial. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Ford. And I hope that many of you will stay and enjoy the festivities. And I think there's like drink and food. There's a cake maybe over there. So lots of good going on. So with that, here's to the next 100 years at the Dunbar Center. Thank you.